Well, hello, my sexy babies, and welcome back to Trin Told Me, where I'm your personal boy decoder, chaos and sewer, big sister, unlicensed therapist. You name it, I'm probably it. So if you got the ick, got a crush, or need to get your ex back, tune in to Trin Told Me. Hi guys, and happy Monday. Um, if you think that this setup looks disheveled, it is because I slept on this couch bed. I slept here on my studio couch bed because it is the comfiest couch in the world, and I'm staying where I record, and I literally sleep here, wake up, record, go to bed. Sleep, wake up, record, go to bed, and that's my life. And I freaking love it. Hashtag manifested that hoe. Also, side note, I found these energy drinks at Target. I know I'm not supposed to do like anything with brands, but I have to say something because these are so good. Because do you guys remember the Alani Witch's Brew? I know you guys know what I'm talking about. That shit is the most popular energy drink of all time. I was obsessed with the Alani Witch's Brew for my entire life. I would wait for that shit to come out every single year. I'd be like counting the days till the Alani new Witch's Brew comes out, and this year it came out, right? I drove half an hour to a Walmart in the boonies to get the Alani's Witch's Brew. And I got that shit and I drank it right. I drank it right when I got it and I started driving to my boyfriend's house. I was falling asleep on the road. I was like, what is going on? I was like, I'm so tired. And I thought it was because I had to get up super early that morning. So I kind of brushed it off. I was like, oh, whatever. Like, that's whatever. So I fall asleep and I sleep all day. I did not wake up the entire day. I fell asleep and slept all day and I was like, what a crazy nap. Anyways, flash forward, I am at my boyfriend's house again. I put one of my Alani's in the fridge because I'm going to have it in the morning, the Witch's Brew one. So I drink it on the way to the gym. We come back from the gym. I sleep all day again. I'm like, wow, I'm so tired recently. And he's even being like, Trinity, like, why are you taking naps? Like, you don't take naps. I'm like, I know something is really weird. I must be like energy deficient or something. Anyways, then I start to realize every time I drink an Alani New, which is brew, I feel like shit every single time without fail. And I'm like, what's going on? I was like, there has to be other people that feel like this. And I'm like, been seeing stories and people have been dying or, you know, losing feeling in their limbs from drinking these drinks. And I'm like, okay, that's a little bit dramatic. Personally, me, I just fall asleep, but I was like, okay, something's wrong here. But it's just that flavor. I still drink all the other Alani's and that I'm fine. It's just the Witch's Brew. And they changed the recipe this year. And, anyways, the point of that all is that this Bloom Crisp apple tastes like how the Alani New used to taste before they changed the recipe and tried to kill me. So I found these at Target and I've been loving them. And I think they have like, this isn't sponsored. I just really love this shit. It has prebiotics in it, natural energy that must be made, that it's made with green tea or something. I don't know. I'm sure this isn't amazing for you, but hey, I think it's really good. Natural energy, mental focus, boost metabolism, positive mood, prebiotic fiber, apple cider vinegar. But how much fiber do you have? 1 gram. That's not gonna do shit. Anyway, sorry to get off on my crazy tangent about Alani News, but I thought it could be relatable to everyone here in the building. Oops. My other camera's not on, so we're just gonna use this one today. Anyways, what are we talking about? Today we are talking about boys again. The main concept of my existence, apparently, but more so how not to be obsessed with boys. Okay, a lot of people online say, Trinity, why are you obsessed with boys? That's all you talk about. It's because it is a very common topic for girls to yap about. But sometimes I feel like it gets to a point where you're like, do you guys talk about anything else? Have you ever been with a group of girls and they're just talking about boys and you're like, do you guys talk about anything else? Or do you ever catch yourself talking just about boys and you're like, why can't I think about anything else other than my crush? So I was scrolling through my Google Sheets or my DMs, I don't remember which one, and someone sent me a DM and they were like, Trinity, can you please talk about how to not make your crush your whole personality or how to stop obsessing over your crush? And I honestly feel that because I remember a time. Let's take us back here. Circa 2016, I was in 6th grade and I had this crush and I couldn't even focus on my schoolwork because I was so obsessed with this guy. He's all I thought about. Every day when I woke up and got ready, I was like, what do you think? What do I think he's going to think is cute today? Like, he was all I could think about. And it was kind of debilitating to have such an obsession with a crush that probably didn't really recognize that I was there, because sixth grade boys are probably not thinking about girls. They're thinking about basketball, how they're going to be first place in the mile at PE. That's what sixth grade boys are thinking about. So he was definitely not thinking about me, but I was for sure thinking about him. And it consumed me. And that was the only crush that I ever let consume me. And I actually had a crush on him all the way up in seventh grade. And then, get this, he moved away. Or no, wait, no, that can't be true. I think that I just stopped having a crush on him. And I think he did move away. Eventually, in like eighth grade, he moved to Texas. Anyways, get this. I also moved to Texas, okay? But get this. One day, I'm scrolling on my Instagram, and I go on, I like tap on, I still follow him on Instagram. I tap on his like little icon to see his story. He goes to the same college as me in Texas. So random. I was like, what do you mean? My sixth grade crush goes to the same college as me and I've never seen him. Probably because Texas A&M has 75,000 students. And also, he's a girlfriend now. So I did not hit his line or do anything about that. And he's very happy in his relationship. And anyway, I just thought it was crazy that he went to the same college as me. And I had no idea. Anyway, the point of that story is that I was obsessed with him in sixth grade. And I didn't understand why, because I didn't know psychology yet. I took that class freshman year of high school. So I didn't know that. But I want to talk about the psychology behind being obsessed with your crush. I want to talk about some detachment tips to not make your crush your whole personality and detach. And I want to talk about male detachment. And I just kind of want to give some advice. And that is what we're going to be talking about today, because I don't want us to live in a world where we are hanging out with our friends and they're like, wow, why is the only thing you talk about your crush? Or you're hanging out with friends and the only thing they're talking about is their crush. And you're like, why can't we just talk about Barbies and glitter? You guys, why do we have to talk about boys? So it's like, we're just going to go through it because it's not your fault that our brains are wired like this. So let's just get into it. I want to say some girls and women make having a crush slash boyfriend their entire personality. And this could be only talking about him constantly and bringing him up at every conversation, or even their boyfriend, like just constantly thinking about this boy and being like, oh, like you could be like, oh, look at my latte. It's like, it's a really cute brown color. And they could be like, oh my God, Jared was wearing a brown shirt today. He looked so good in it. And you're like, why do you only talk about Jared? It could be basing your self-worth on the attention you get from this guy, which I honestly kind of get, because I remember in sixth grade when I would dress up and wear something, I would be like, I hope that this guy thinks my outfit is cute. And that should never be the plot. That should never be the point. You should wake up every morning, look in the mirror and be like, damn, my outfit is cute. And I don't really give a fuck what anyone else has to say about it. It should never be like, I'm dressing for him. Dress for you. And if he likes it, great. Another thing I see happen a lot is losing hobbies, friendships, or individuality. And I see this more happen in relationships, and a lot in relationships. And I think like I've talked about it before, but the worst thing you can do in a relationship is lose yourself. And that starts by pushing off your hobbies, stop texting your friends. That's how those things start. You cannot lose your roots to your flower. I feel like a relationship is great because you blossom into an amazing flower, and you might find some people that complement your flower bouquet. Your boyfriend could be in there. But if you lose your roots, your flower's going to die. And babe, you built those roots. Your hobbies, your friends, your interests, never lose sight of those, because if you are still interested in those when you're in a relationship, you're never going to be more interested in your man than you are your hobbies, I promise. Let me say something. And I don't think this is a bad thing. I don't think you should be like utterly obsessed with your man. It should not be taking over your entire life. Like, I think it's great that to like love your boyfriend and like want to be around him and like can't wait to see him, but being utterly obsessed, that like draws the line. Something I'm obsessed with right now is getting 10,000 steps a day, because I think I have OCD. But on top of that, I freaking love how it feels to move my body. I'm obsessed with it. Like, if I don't move my body all day, I die. There's something wrong with me. But if I get my steps in, I feel freaking great. And my boyfriend, he's like, do you want to hang out? And I'm like, honestly, I haven't got my 10,000 steps yet, so no. And I know I will never be more obsessed with my boyfriend than I am with my 10,000 steps a day. And I don't think that's a bad thing because if my boyfriend were to leave me and break up with me, I would still have my 10,000 steps. My 10,000 steps isn't going to leave me or break up with me. So it's a safe game. And also, it keeps you interesting. It keeps you valuable, keeps you rare because my boyfriend is constantly trying to pull me away from my 10,000 steps to hang out with him. But if I was just there at his beck and call, one, I wouldn't be getting my 10,000 steps. And two, I wouldn't be very valuable or rare because I'm right there. And that's just an example. Don't lose the things that spark your joy because your boyfriend can spark your vagina, but what sparks your joy? Don't lose those things. Okay, now I want to talk about the art of detachment and male versus female detachment. This is male detachment, okay? Men are often raised to separate emotions from identity their entire life. Don't cry. Don't show that you're sad. Don't show that the girl hurt your feelings. That's how men were raised. So you'll probably very rarely catch a man showing that he is obsessed with you or showing that he's sad that you hurt his feelings and you can't hang out. Like, very rarely will you see a man portraying those emotions. But women, we were socialized to nurture and merge identities in relationship. And that's just how it's been. Growing up, you're told, understand those people, nurture those people, love those people. You have a very nurturing side to you as a woman. So I think it is very easy when you're in a relationship to want to be there for your boyfriend and want to take care of your boyfriend and get things for him and be there at his beck and call and be like, I love you. Like, I'll do all these things for you. But guess what? You're not his mommy. You don't have to fold his laundry and cook him dinner. Those things are great, but it's not your job to do those things for him. And I feel like that's where it can get really messy because you're like, oh, well, I do all these things for him. I must really like him. That is basic psychology. Your brain will think that the things that you put majority of your effort into are the most valuable things in your life. So if you're putting all your effort into doing things for your man, your brain's going to think that he is the most valuable thing in your life. And hence you're going to talk about him more. You're going to think about him all the time because your brain is like, this is the most valuable thing ever. But guess what? You don't have to do those things for him. It's very easy to think you do as a girlfriend or, wanting to get him to like you. Like, you want to do his laundry, but you're not his mom. And at the end of the day, that's not going to make him like you more if you do his laundry or cook him whatever he wants. Because guess what? His mom does those things. And does he want to fuck his mom? Probably not. Make yourself desirable in the eyes of your man or your crush or your situationship. And that means keeping yourself occupied with things other than him. Just saying, that's just facts. Just saying. It's okay to want to do things for him, but you don't have to do everything for him. That's how you get walked on like a doormat. And that's how he comes home and throws a beer at your head and is like, cook me dinner. Like, we don't want that, okay? And that is just the start of detachment. And I'm not saying detachment is cold, but I'm saying detachment is balance. Detachment means keeping your interests, your identity, and your goals alive no matter what's going on with him. If this is the center of your universe, okay, your boyfriend should not be at the middle of it. Do you know what should be at the middle of it? You, your interest, your hobbies, what makes you spark, what makes you excited, and your boyfriend can be like a little bit off to the right. And I'm not saying to not love your boyfriend and give your boyfriend attention, but don't lose yourself. That is female detachment. You are still allowed to do those feminine things like nurture and love, but it doesn't have to be towards your boyfriend. You can nurture a plant, you guys. You could really get into plants and nurture it. And the plant isn't going to break up with you. It might die if you don't take care of it, but it's not going to break up with you. So your whole world will not be shattered if it leaves. Your Pilates class, probably not going to break up with you. So your world will not be shattered if it leaves. Keeping yourself at the center of your universe is so important. Not losing sight of yourself in your relationship is so important. That's how you don't get obsessed with crushes. That's how you don't get obsessed with your boyfriend. That's how you don't get obsessed with male validation. because you are at the center of your universe. And it takes a long time, I will say. There are so many years of my life where I was male centered. I was obsessed with men. I was like, I want this attention because the validation I give myself will never be as good as the validation I get from them, which was not true. But keeping a man at the center of your universe is the biggest mistake you can make. You are literally giving yourself all that you built, all your roots, all your petals of your flower to somebody and putting it in their hand and saying, hopefully you hold me and appreciate what I've built. And usually they just drop you and then your flower is all over the floor. So keep yourself at the center of your universe. That is how you practice and perfect female detachment. Just try it. If you right now are in a relationship and you're like, all you think about is your boyfriend, when he's going to come home, you're sitting on the couch waiting for him to come home, you're going to cook and clean for him, whatever. Why don't you go outside and walk and see if you like walking? If you don't, that's fine. Why don't you go to the craft store and get some crafts and start and try painting or drawing? Do something outside of him, outside of yourself that makes you spark. Please just try it. Okay? But there is a psychological side of detaching from a crush, and it's just shifting your focus. As I was talking about, crushes give a dopamine high. That is why it is so fun to be obsessed with them. That is why it's so fun to do things to get their attention, because when you do get their attention, it feels so good. But there are so many other things in life that can give you that dopamine high. Hobbies, going to the gym, friendships, so many other things can give you dopamine. Finishing a project that you started can give you dopamine. If you are a terrible painter, go get a canvas and start painting. When you finish that painting, you're going to feel so good. You're going to be like, I did that. Look at my painting. I'm going to hang it on my wall. Or if you love to cook, go try a new recipe for yourself. You don't even have to make your man anything. And it could be fall themed. Why don't you go to Trader Joe's and get some fall themed ingredients and make some pumpkin nochi for yourself? And then when you eat it and put that in your mouth, you're going to be like, this tastes so much better than a penis in my mouth. And I'm so excited that I made this. You know what I'm saying? There are other things to focus on that will give you the same dopamine rush as your boyfriend or as your crush or as your situationship. You are not lost, okay? Another thing is cognitive reframing. Instead of your brain thinking, I need him to like me, think, I'm curious as if he fits into my world. That is how you detach, babe. You do not need any man. I get so many DMs where you're like, I need him, I need him, I need him. I'm like, you don't need him. You do not need him. You should not need a man. Build your world for yourself. And if your man fits into it, great. Great. There have been so many times where I see a hot, hot man and I think, I need that guy. Like, I need that guy. But then I'm like, do I? Does he actually fit into my world? No, he doesn't. That's fine. I built this brick by brick. If you don't fit in the door, then you don't get to come in, even if you're hot with a six pack, you know? There are people out there that will fit into your life perfectly, like a puzzle piece. And there are people that, they don't have holes in all the right spots. They don't fit into your puzzle. That's fine. That's fine. But you do not need a man to complete your life. You complete your life. Your man should complement your life. But it's already been complete by you. Okay? Reframe that. You might see your crush, you're like, I really need my crush. But what about him do you need? What about him do you actually need? What is lacking in your life that you think your crush will add to it? Think about that. Sit back and actually think about that. What is lacking that you think your crush will bring to the table? Anything? Anything worthwhile? I don't think so. You do not ever need a man, okay? Stop DMing me saying you need him, you need him, you need him. You don't need him. That's all I'm going to say is you don't need him. You built this life, bitch. Stop trying to let a man take over and take the credit for it. Not about that. Oh, this can go both ways, by the way. Girls or boys. I think if you are really struggling and you're like, I just don't really know what to do. Like, I feel like I don't know who I am without my boyfriend. I don't know who I am without this man. Anchor your identity. How do you do this? You can make a list of who you are outside of your man. What are your strengths? What are your passions? What are your goals? Remember who you are outside of the relationship. It's never too late, baddie. If you think, oh, I've been in this relationship for 2 or 3 years and I don't know any other way, it's not too late. Write down on a piece of paper who you are. Your partner and you might have been made by the stars with each other in mind, but you don't need him to complete your life purpose, okay? You were put down here for a reason for you. for your soul journey. So write down what you love in life, what you want to do, what makes you spark. Remember who you are. And along with that, we need to build a secure attachment mindset. Healthy attraction starts with self security, not seeking external validation. You will feel so better about your potential crushes or potential relationships that are coming up if you love yourself and are secure in yourself. It is so draining to constantly be wondering if this man thinks you're pretty today, or if this man is cheating on you, or if this man is looking at other girls, or if this man thinks you're fat. But if you know your worth and you know your value, you're not going to be thinking about those things. Trust me, I promise. If you wake up every day and you're like, I built this life for myself, I work out for myself, I get dressed for myself, that validation that you're going to feel from men is not going to be as rewarding as it once was. And you're not going to be chasing it as much. And if your boyfriend ends up cheating on you and leaving you, you're going to realize that has everything to do with him and nothing to do with you because you are so secure in yourself. It is such a good feeling to know that if your man leaves you, it's not going to hurt that bad. And that could be my avoidant attachment style talking, but I think it's my self-security talking because I love my boyfriend. But if he were to leave me, I'd be like, okay, well, whatever. And I feel like it does take some adjusting to live without male validation, but there are practical steps you can take in the right direction. Again, it is not too late. So let's go over some practical steps you can take to start living your life outside of male validation, aka really detaching from the male attention. 1, set goals that excite you outside of your relationships. What are things you can do that are just you that make you spark? For me, again, walking 10K steps. No one else wants to do that with me, but I know how much I love it. So I'm going to walk my 10K steps every day. Another thing, pour into female friendships. Your sisters are your real backbone. There is nothing more beautiful than a divine feminine friendship. I promise you, it is so amazing to have friends that you know will support you and you have friends that won't break up with you. Your female friendships are so amazing. Never take them for granted. A lot of you say like, oh, like my bestie, like I really like her ex-boyfriend. Like, do you think like I think I'm just going to get with him? It's not worth it. To lose your best friend over a man is not worth it. Your best friend is going to see you for who you are, not just what you have to offer. So don't lose that. And if you feel like you're paying too much attention to men, maybe start paying more attention to your friends and see what happens in your mind. Another thing, practice self-celebration. Journal, affirm, go on dates by yourself. If you validate yourself in your hobbies and in your interests, you're not going to crave it from men. If you are able to give yourself the same validation that you once got from men, you're not going to need it from them anymore. If you pat yourself on the back after you finish your painting and you're like, look how good that looks, Trinity, I'm so proud of you. And you're just talking to yourself, you're not really going to need it from anybody else. And that's good. If you don't feel whole on your own, you'll chase men for validation. And I promise you, baddies, it will never feel like enough. Build your world for you. And if your man fits into it, great. But you don't need him to finish building it for you. Okay? I promise you can do this. Now, I'm just going to go over some questions that I've gotten. And we're just going to talk about them. And these are just some common things I got in my DMs that I kind of accumulated together and summarized. Let's start. 1, how do I stop checking my crush's social media 10 times a day? That's easy. Just stop going on social media or start posting for yourself. I feel like a lot of times we go on social media, we're like, oh my God, like, has he liked my story? Has he liked my post? Has he DM me? What if you just posted for yourself? What if you just took a cute photo shoot and you posted because you thought you looked good? It's not going to matter if he likes your photo or not. Okay, baddie? Another thing, how do I not overthink if he doesn't text back? Do something else than sitting waiting for your text back. That's the answer to that one. When I text my boyfriend, I genuinely am not sitting waiting for him to text me back because I forgot I texted him because I'm doing a million other things. Go do something for yourself. That is how you're going to detach from the fact that he might not be texting you back. If you're out running errands, you're not going to be constantly checking your phone. If you're walking, you're not going to be constantly checking your phone. If you're doing a ab workout, the last thing you want is for somebody to text you during that ab workout because it's going to interrupt the burn. Do something. If you ever catch yourself sitting, waiting for him to text back, put your phone down and go do something. Something that makes you happy. Okay? That's how you're not going to care if he's texting you back. How do I focus on myself when I just want a relationship? I get it. It's awesome to see relationships around you. And you're like, wow, like I really want a man to go to the pumpkin patch with. Like that's fine, dandy, and great. Like you can think that. But I also want you to know if your life isn't ready for a boyfriend, you're not going to have a boyfriend. There is a divine path for you. Okay? You need to make sure your life is complete before you try to get a boyfriend. Because chances are it's just going to get in the way of you building shit. My nose was itchy. Just trust in the timing. Trust that when your life is set up for a boyfriend will come in for you. A possible subject will come in for you. There is, whether you believe there is a higher guidance guiding you or a higher power guiding you through life or not, just know that when it's time, it will be time. Don't worry about it, okay? If you don't have anyone in your life right now that you see as a potential partner, don't worry about it. There's 7 billion people on this planet. You're gonna find somebody one day. And I promise, you're not meant to be alone. You're meant to be with somebody and you will be with somebody. You just have to give it time. If you feel like you're really sad that you don't have a partner, start taking yourself on solo dates and feel out how awesome that feels to be by yourself. Being by myself was the best thing I could have ever done because I know how secure I am in my life. I did this period where I didn't talk to anybody for like 6 months, like just my best friend. And I was by myself every single day. And I built an amazing freaking life for myself. And I built a foundation to eventually build a building on if I ever wanted to build a building or build a little house with my partner. But I'm the fucking foundation of that. No one's going to take that away from me. And if my house, falls and crumbles, I still have my foundation. You need a strong foundation before you can build anything on it. And that foundation is you, your interest, your hobbies, what makes you spark, what makes you feel good, who you are, your passions, your goals. You need to build that. You need to know that before you try to add anything on top of it. Please, baddies, stop DMing me saying you need him, you need him, you need him. You do not need him. What you need is to build your foundation and figure out who you are. Then you'll know what you actually need. Detach. Don't obsess. Build yourself so strong that your crush is just an addition, not your identity. Again, you could be the charm bracelet. Your crush could be a charm on it, okay? You are the roots of your flower. Your crush could be the flower pot. You are the foundation to your housing. Your crush could be the cottage. It shouldn't be your whole entire life. Stop putting men at the center of your universe, and that is when you learn to detach from them. You, my friend, are at the center of your universe. A crush should not be your full-time personality. It should be fun. It should be something you bring up casually. It should be something that you just want to go and play with, Remember, you're the main character and he's just a side plot. Don't make him your whole personality. I promise it gets really old really fast when someone is constantly talking about their crush. We don't care. We're not friends with you because we like your crush. We're friends with you because we like you and we want to know you. If you ever catch yourself constantly thinking about your crush, constantly doing things to impress your crush, constantly getting ready for your crush, maybe start switching out your crush with yourself and see how your life changes. I hope this resonates with some people, you guys, because I feel like it is a really important topic. And I think a lot of people can benefit from this. I see so often that girls are just utterly obsessed with their crush. And I'm like, why? What is so awesome about him? Not too sure. But I love you guys. And I hope that this can be eye-opening for some of us. I hope you guys stay sexy and amazing and have an amazing week. My challenge for you this week is to do something that makes you spark. That is just you. No one else. I mean, I guess you could bring a friend if you're scared to be alone, but nobody else. Just you. Do something that makes you feel alive and awesome. Outside of your crush, outside of your relationships, just you. Please promise me you'll do that. I love you guys. If you want to see more of me, my TikTok is Trinity.Blair. My Instagram is TriniXO. And if you have any questions or want to submit a story, please do it in the Google Sheets that I will link down below. I love you guys so much. Stay sexy amazing, and I will see you on Friday for another Freaky Friday episode. Bye!